Hello and welcome back to another FPL video. Now in this video we're going to look back on game week 21 and seeing how I got on first, which I did think I was getting on pretty well until I saw the red arrow at the end of it. But you know, it is what it is. I only got a small red arrow by the way. And then we're going to look at game week 22, the team selections. Now I've done 3 drafts. All 3 drafts I do think can improve my team. That's why I've done them. Now obviously I'm doing this on transfer deadline day, which sounds pretty stupid because there could be a player that comes in that maybe I want to sign straight away. Can't really see that happening if I'm being honest. Or I could lose a player, and again, like I've said, I can't see that happen either. I am watching transfer deadline day also, and so far none of my players have actually come up, so I can't really see that happening either. Now like I said, I got 2 free transfers, so I do have a lot to play with. Still got just under 2 million in the bank. Now looking at who possibly I could get rid of. Now, I thought about getting rid of Aki a couple of days ago because I have no idea if he's going to play or not. Then Man City got rid of Cancelo, and now I don't know what to think. Pep's made my brain go to mush in the Man City defence. It's horrible. I don't really want to waste a transfer if he does start. So that's a real painful one. My bench options and my defenders wise, I don't know what to do with them either. Thomas, I was really confident with him. But Leicester signed a wing back. I'm not going to transfer him out, but in the future he could just get dropped for this new guy. And the West Ham guy, again, another fail. He just didn't seem to want to play. Well, David Moyes doesn't want to play him, which is frustrating. Midfielder wise, Pereira on my bench. I'm thinking of maybe doing an upgrade as I have that money in the bank. Almiron, the last couple of weeks hasn't been electric, so maybe I could probably change him now. Martinelli's been a bit hot and cold, but the problem with Martinelli is I lose a lot of value in him, so there's a high chance I'll just keep him. Happy with Tony against Southampton at home. And Harry Kane, he's got Man City at home, so I might take him out. He's a possibility to come out, but he's one of those where I want him out, but I want to bring him back in because he does score. And obviously he could score against Man City, but it's just a trickier fixture. So that's why I'm thinking about possibly getting rid of him too. Right then, so this is how I got on in game week 21, and like I said earlier, I did pretty well I thought. 77 points is what I got, and yet I still got a red arrow. Only a small one, but nevertheless it was a red arrow, but you know, it is what it is. Any other week you'd be buzzing at 77 points, so I can't really complain that much. And we'll go through it. Kepa in goal, brilliant. Brilliant again from Kepa. A lot of people put him on their bench because he had Liverpool away, and I don't blame them. If I had a better keeper, being honest, I probably would as well, but I have no confidence at the minute in Leicester's defence and Danny Ward, so I thought, you know what, I might get some bonus saves out of him, which we did. Got a bonus save out of him and 2 bonus points. Just missed out on the 3 bonus points, but it is what it is. I'd take that any day. 9 points out of him, happy with that, absolutely buzzing with that. Obviously, Kieran Trippier, you know, does that guy ever disappoint? I mean, I think has he got the most points in the game right now? I don't know, but yeah, 3 bonus points again. It's just, the guy's insane. And he got a yellow card as well. That's what's mental about it. Most of the time you get a yellow card in a game, or your player does, that's it. You get nothing out of him. No bonus points. But still got the 3 bonus points. So that's why he's got 8 instead of 9, because he got that yellow card. But at this point now, everybody probably owns Kieran Trippier, so it really makes no difference anymore, which is a shame. But you know, buzzing that I got him on game week 1. Luke Shaw, got nothing out of him, I'm afraid. Look, it was always going to be a tough game against Arsenal at the Emirates. You know, I did play well, and he did get a yellow card, I'm afraid. He had a tough game against Saka, but you know, weren't expecting much. It was a bit frustrating when you look at your bench and you see Thomas with got an assist, so he got 4 points. So I missed out on 4 points really, but it is what it is. I went with the gamble, sure, because I was confident this was going to be more of a 1-0 type of game. But it was goals galore, which was great to watch. But, you know, these things happen. Then Nathan Ake, 1 point. I mean, he didn't even start, did he? It was just, this is the frustrating thing. This is why I wanted to get rid of him, but you can't now because they've got, John Stones out injured and now Cancelo's gone. Will he start? I don't know. So I hate to waste a transfer on a player that will probably play. So just the 1 point from him. Disappointing, especially because Man City did get a clean sheet. Now with the midfield, Almiron again, nothing out of him, I'm afraid. But, you know, he's not going to perform every week, I guess. And, you know, he was away from home, really. That's all I can say. I mean, Crystal Palace, it's a tough place to go to, I guess. But, yeah, I was a bit disappointed, really. Marcus Rashford, 7 points. Great goal against Arsenal. I mean, it would have been nice to have a few more returns. But, you know, the guy's in hot form right now. Everyone's jumping on him now. Brilliant. Hopefully he performs for me again in the double game week. But, yeah, great goal from Marcus Rashford. Kevin De Bruyne just got the 1 assist. It would have been nice for more. Obviously, we all think back to that time where he got, 4 goals against Wolves. Didn't happen this time. But, you know, I'll just take the 1 assist just purely because Salah didn't get any returns. You get that one up on the Salah owners, really, don't you? Would have been nice for more returns, but, you know, he's been a bit disappointing, really, since I've owned him. But hopefully soon, he'll pick it up. And then Martinelli, 2 points. Man United, tough team to play. Wasn't expecting a lot, if I'm honest. So, yeah, it is what it is. Obviously, if you're Saka owners, you're buzzing. If you're Martinelli owners, you're disappointed. And then up top, I mean, Ivan Toney, he does love a yellow card, doesn't he? That's the one thing that really annoys me about him. He just can't help himself. So, yeah, I was a bit surprised that Vince scored against Leeds. It is what it is. Southampton home next game. I'm sure he will bounce back. Well, I'm hoping he'll bounce back. Erling Haaland, hat-trick. Yeah, great. Everyone's got him. Doesn't really make much of a difference, really, does it? The only positive thing for me, personally, is quite a lot of people had him as triple captain in game week 20. So, all those triple captainers must be absolutely raging that he got that hat-trick against Wolves, because they could have easily have had that. So, yeah, obviously, not many people would have triple captained him. So, yeah, I got away with that. So, yeah, not really much to say about Haaland, just because everyone owns him. And then finally, Harry Kane. Yeah, he got the goal, didn't he? That's what he does. He'll score a goal and that's it. I was quite surprised though he didn't get any bonus points, because usually when the striker scores and it's 1-0, there's a high chance that he's going to get the 3 bonus points. But no, he didn't even come close, I'm afraid. So, if I'm being honest, a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, happy that Mitrovic blanked. Right then, so this is my first draft for game week 22. Now, as you can see, I've only made the 2 free transfers. I've only used those 2, so I've not gone for a hit on this one, which I think is the first time I've done that. But yeah, I've just gone for the 2, just because with those changes, I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. Now, obviously, the first change I've gone for is Bruno Fernandes in for Pereira. Gone for the upgrade there. Now, Bruno Fernandes, since the World Cup ended, has been brilliant. We're in such fantastic form. Is it because Ronaldo's gone? Maybe. Maybe he feels much freer. But yeah, the guy's been sensational. He's getting goals. He's bagging assists. He's been brilliant. So I couldn't really ignore that any longer. I needed a third man. I wanted a third double game week player for this week, and I wanted it to be more Man United, just because they're both home fixtures. Those double game week fixtures both at Old Trafford. So I can see him doing really well in those 2 games. So I felt like that was the right decision to go for. Obviously, there was Casemiro on my mind, but I feel like maybe Bruno will get more points in the next 2 fixtures rather than Casemiro. So that's why I went Bruno. And then my second guy, taking out Harry Kane, and brought in Eddie Nketiah. Now, Eddie Nketiah is somebody, at the start of the season, I'd never rated him. Well, I didn't rate him just because he wasn't showing it. He was coming on, he was not really doing much. Jesus is out. Allegedly he's out to the end of February. Whether that's true or not, we'll see. But Eddie Nketiah, he's come in and he's been brilliant for Arsenal. You can't really complain. Now, he's just scored 2 goals against Man United, so the guy's going to be high in confidence. He's got Man City in game week 23 in the double, so I'm a bit more confident because he scored 2 against United that he can score maybe against City, especially with their defence being all over the place right now. And I did want 2 Arsenal players, really. Well, I would like 2 Arsenal players now, so I could debate whether to go for a third in game week 23. So yeah, I've gone for Bruno and then Nketiah, and I still do have a bit of money in the bank. I got 1.2 million in the bank now. I've looked at it, and who would I probably take out? Maybe I could get a better defender. Maybe take out the West Ham guy and upgrade, or I could take out Almiron, who I was looking at getting rid of, and I got 7 million then if I take out Almiron, and I could upgrade to maybe a Mudryk and go for a gamble there. Now, obviously, he doesn't have any double game week fixtures, but you know, if he starts that next game and scores some goals, this could be seriously a great differential. Now, whether that happens is another thing, but he did look sharp in that fixture the other day, so that's my option if I want to take a hit. But yeah, overall, pretty satisfied with that. Again, though, not happy with the defence, but yeah, pretty satisfied with that first draft. Right then, so this is my second draft for Game Week 22. Now, a bit different to the first one. Obviously, as you can see, I've got for the -4 hit, so that's 3 transfers I'm making on this one. Now, instead of going for more of an attacking one, I've gone more defensively here now, because like I said in the previous draft, weren't overall satisfied with that defence, so I figured I'll have a look what it looks like by replacing a couple of defenders and seeing how my team looks there. Now, first guy I've got in here is Gabriel of Arsenal. Arsenal, they're such a great team. I hate to admit it, but they are such a great team right now. Defensively and attackingly, they look good. Now, their fixture coming up is a tasty one. It's against Everton. Obviously, Sean Dyche is back in charge in the Premier League. Will he manage to pull off a miracle and beat Arsenal? I don't know, but I'm pretty confident Arsenal can get this win, but we'll have to see whether they do or not. But there's a high chance of a clean sheet. That's why I decided to go for him. Obviously, I can, if I want to, go for a Ben White and maybe get some money in the bank. But for now, it's Gabriel there. Or I could go for I couldn't even afford a sleeper if I'm saying that. But yeah, going for Gabriel. And the second defender, which is my third Man United player, is Varane. So, obviously, the West Ham defender's gone. Nathan Ake's gone. I took out Ake in this one just because lack of confidence, really, whether he would start. Whereas Varane's been sensational. This is much better from him from last season. Obviously, he was injured a lot last season. So, he's a lot fitter this season, it looks. He's playing a lot better. United's defence is looking a lot better. Obviously, the double game week. It looks, like I said, they're both at home as well, those double game week fixtures. That looks much better to look at when you're looking at defence. So, no more do I have just maybe, if I'm lucky, 3 defenders. Now it looks like I've got a comfortable 4 defenders that will start for me. Possibly 5 with Thomas, depending on if that new guy starts ahead of him. And then finally, the hit is Martin Odegaard. So I'd taken out Almiron, and I was just had enough money in the bank to get in Martin Odegaard. Now Martin Odegaard, wanted him for so long now, but just haven't gone for him just because I keep thinking the fixtures are difficult. But you can't ignore him. He's just such a brilliant player. He's personally my player of the season so far. Yes, Haaland's smashing goals in, but he doesn't really do anything apart from that. He just kicks the ball in the goal, which obviously is meant to be the hardest thing in the world. But for me, if, let's say, Arsenal win the league by a fair amount of points, which they could easily do, I see there's no reason for Odegaard not to be player of the year, because he's been brilliant. And yeah, he's somebody I definitely considering putting into my team. Right, so this is my final draft for Game Week 22. Now, again, I've gone for a -4 hit. But if I'm being honest, I don't really need to do this on this one. But I decided to go for a little gamble on this one. Top right corner there, Reece James. Now, he's only flagged up at 50% right now on the FPL site. But if we remember, Graham Potter said just before the Chelsea game last week that he's been training with his squad and they expect him to be fit for the Fulham game, which is in a few days. Obviously, we've not heard anything since because press conferences aren't until maybe Thursday, Friday morning maybe. And it's only Tuesday, so not heard anything yet. So this could change, but I'm thinking, obviously, at the minute in the FPL community, there's an FPL template where a lot of us have got most of the same players really. So if you want to climb up that rank and get up there quickly, maybe Reece James is that guy that could do it. Now, there is the obviously issue whether he'll play or not. We don't know yet. And obviously, I said before, I'm not really too happy with my defence. So I'm taking out a guy here that doesn't play and replacing a guy that probably won't play for a bit more money. It does sound a bit silly, but you know, there is a good chance that he does start. And if he does start, he could get a clean sheet. Maybe a goal, maybe an assist like he's done in the past. But even if he does start though against Fulham, I expect him to come off. Maybe at half time. Maybe a bit later on, hopefully in the 60th minute if I did go for him. So that's why I've gone for him. He's 5.7 million as well, so he did go a bit down in price. So that's also a bonus because he's a guy that could easily go up to a 6.5 million. So I've gone for a gamble there. Second player, Mitamina. I should really look it up before I do these videos. But anyway, this guy's been sensational. The whole Brighton team has been sensational, let's face it. But again, another goal in the FA Cup, knocking out Liverpool. He's been in great form. I said before that Brighton's fixtures, in last week I think it was, are good for the next 4 game weeks now. Obviously in the next 3, Bournemouth at home, great fixture. Palace away, decent fixture. Fulham at home, great fixture. So they've got good fixtures coming up. Now I've talked about March in the past, Groves in the past. Now, Mitamina, I think that's how you say his name. He starts all the time. He's so creative. He's great on the ball. And he's only 5.1 million. So, I've taken out here Pereira. But if you're thinking, let's say you've got Almiron and you're getting a bit frustrated with him and you want to take him out, you go for this guy at a cheaper price. And he could just do as well. So, that's why I got Mitamina. He's got 3 great fixtures, played well in the cup game, played well the week before. He's in great form right now, so he's definitely somebody to really look at going for. And he's definitely a better upgrade than Pereira in my opinion. And then finally, I've gone for Weghorst again. I had him, what was it, when Man United first signed him, I put Weghorst in, maybe a gamble. First game he played, he was terrible. So I didn't really think much of it, but he did score in that cup game, didn't he, the other day? So he's got a bit of confidence. He starts because Martial doesn't understand how to get fit. So you want a Man United attacker that's going to start both games. You're looking at it, you're thinking, Weghorst. He's only 6 million as well. There's a good chance he could do well here. It could be quite the surprise. So I thought I'd go for a little gamble on him. Obviously, I took out Tony here, but I could easily keep Tony in, take Kane out because he's got Man City, and then put Weghorst in. But I've done it like that just to see, because I felt like it looked better having Kane and Haaland rather than Haaland and Tony. But either way, I could go with either one because it doesn't really matter because Weghorst is cheaper than both, so it wouldn't make any difference to me at all. And I've still got 1.3 million in the bank. So again, I could change things around. I could take out Almiron. I could get an Odegaard to go for a -8. I could do Aki and take him out and get somebody better. Who better right now? Top of my head, I don't know. Maybe I go for another Newcastle defender like a Botman. So many different things to do. But it's interesting to think that I've done these 3 drafts and not a single Liverpool player in sight. And there you have it. That's how I got on in 21. And more importantly, those are my 3 drafts for Game Week 22. Let me know which one was your favourite because I'm still undecided who to go for, which one to go for. Is there a player that I've missed out? Let me know. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And I'll see you all on the next one.